All right, and we're live. Hi there, everyone. Got a bit of a surprise stream today. Just me and Taylor here as we go over what Storkoven's been up to in all this time. So, Storkoven, um, you've just raided this Yuan-Ti camp uh, with your friends, attacked these strange snake people, um, and with the hope of saving Tanu. You helped Tanu get off to safety, but you watched in horror as the leader of the Yuan-Ti, the black-scaled one, is seemed to have completed some ritual, and as you hear the voice of some strange snake god speaking to all of you, your vision fades, your head swims as you grow dizzy, and you momentarily fall unconscious. Give me one sec. All right. Suddenly, it feels like hours have passed, but it's hard to tell. It might have just been a couple seconds. You open your eyes, and you're laying on the ground surrounded by muck and swamp. You sit up and look down and see not your purple skinned tiefling self in simple yet beautiful clothing, but instead the black skinned body of some kind of Yuan-Ti. What do you do?
Oh, well, this is a turn of events I didn't expect. Does my voice sound normal, or do I notice that my voice is also different?
It does have a sort of serpentine tinge to it. Your essays drag out a little bit longer than you normally intended. Um,
I quickly get up and I try to get out of the muck and try to get on dry land.
yeah, you can go ahead and move. There's a little island in the middle as well as like the side road. You see behind you a dead vine crawler and a dead Yuan-Ti pureblood not too far off. Although there's no sign of your friends.
Mm. Okay. I move from the island onto the mainland and
Hmm.
I start looking around to see if my friends are still here and I try to listen, see if I can hear their voices.
Make a perception check. All right. You're listening carefully for any sign of them, but the air around you seems quiet. When suddenly you hear a few footsteps in this direction, and before you can react, the door there is swinging open. Um, let's go ahead and there's like a door built into this wooden wall.
Oh,
There
can
we
I
go.
click it?
No, sorry. Yeah. Um, and you
Okay.
see standing on the other side, um, a Wanti with a snake head. And you recognize him as Tlaloc, the one that you encountered at Tawny's Orchard. And he's followed by another pureblood and then a large snake. He runs up and he speaks in Casgalian, although strangely you understand his words as he says, Zalpali, what happened here? We were chasing that fiery rodent, and then um, and then Alzupian came and said that we were under attack at the camp. He looks around and sees the dead vine crawler, the snakes.
We
Who?
were under attack. Man, they got away. But I managed to kill one or two of them. We need to quickly set up a perimeter, make sure they haven't gone too far, and quickly send out a search party to find them. They won't get away with this.
As you say these things, you see several more Wanti approach. One of them is the woman with the like snake tail instead of legs, and she says, "Ah, I knew I shouldn't have left you in charge. Um, we'll keep a lookout." And they start kind of spreading around. There's one more who comes in. Twyla comes up and says, "My friend, you're injured. Take some rest. We'll figure out what to do, but were you able to complete the ritual at least?"
No, I wasn't.
Damn. Well,
Fear not. We'll capture them and complete the ritual.
very well. I just hope we have enough time. Um, Let me know if I can do anything to help you. But there should be some potions by your desk that should be of use.
Thank you. And I turn and walk over to where I guess my desk is, which is here, I would imagine.
Um, right. So heading into this area, um,
Sorry.
you see a large kind of table here with scraps of food across it. And then there's sort of like a this area over here is like there's no roof, but otherwise it's pretty enclosed with walls that are mostly intact. And you see like a small chest over here, and but yeah. So this seems to be like a dining hall that you're in right now.
Okay. First of all, I try to see if I'm actually hurt.
Um, Actually, yeah, you would be, and the hit points here are not because you took quite a bit of damage before the ritual happened.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Hmm.
Um, for some reason, it wasn't updated on my pop out.
No,
What's my current?
it's I when I made the new character for you, I didn't update the hit points. So your current is 16 out of 71.
Okay, cool. Okay. Um, do I get the impression that Talalik just implicitly trusts me?
Make an insight check.
Also, is Zilpali not proficient in any skill?
Um, let's see. So if you open the character sheet, you see where it has
Uh-huh.
all the skills, and then there's a button that says Show Edit Not Proficient.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so he's actually proficient in a lot of skills. Uh,
Okay.
I think what I
Interesting.
did was I gave him Shorkovin's like mental proficiencies.
Hmm.
Um, and then like he would like Stelpali himself is proficient in stealth, so he kept that as well. Um,
Okay.
but yeah, so that's all your skills.
Gotcha. Okay, well, in that case, it wouldn't have made much of a difference, but I would have used my, or your, I guess, special homebrew rule and treated my d20 as a 10 for perception. But I only would have gotten one
Yeah, yeah.
roll higher.
It would have been the same result.
So now I'm going to head towards the desk.
Yeah. So let's see. Well, so that's just a small chest over here, but you do notice a desk in this corner.
Oops. Maybe I should just let you do the moving.
That's all right.
Um,
Um,
okay, so the desk is right there, and do I
mhm.
see any potions?
No, but there's several drawers in it.
Also, I completely forgot to do my insight roll.
Oh, right, right. Yeah, based on the way he's acting and the way he speaks, you get the sense that Twalok completely and utterly trusts Del Poly. They seem to have. You pick up on a strong friendship
Okay.
beyond just a leader and his subservient.
Okay. Um, and what did you say about the desk again?
There's a couple drawers in it.
Okay, I opened them up.
All right. As you open it up, you reach and you turn the handle. Let me check one thing. And as you turn the handle to open the drawer, a needle extends from the drawer and like stabs into your hand. Um, you take, let's see, ooh, 4 points of piercing damage. So I'll put that in for you. And then you feel as if like it pump a poison into your system, and you kind of like brace yourself, but the poison doesn't seem to affect you at all.
Hmm.
But you kind of give like a sharp cry of pain, and you hear from the other way, uh, a Tlalok's voice, and he says, "Are you sure you don't need any help?"
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm just. It was a rough battle.
I can tell you. We'll find them. I swear it. They'll pay for what they did to our friends here.
I look forward to when we do.
All right.
Was I able to actually open up the drawer?
Yeah, it still opens.
Okay.
Well, actually, no, no, no. Sorry, it is locked. Um,
Oh, it's locked.
yeah. In addition to that little trap, and then also I need you to make a deception check at this point. Uh,
Do I?
hmm.
Um, can I take advantage of actor? The actor feat?
Yeah. So that gives you advantage on deception, right?
I think it does. Can I just make another normal roll?
Sure.
Or would you want me to redo the roll
No,
itself?
go ahead and make a second roll, and we'll use the higher.
Okay. I'll lose the lower.
Yes.
Hey, there you
Nice.
go.
Yeah. You're kind of listening in case Tlalok might seem confused or anything, but he seems completely trusting. Um,
Okay.
but yeah. So the desk is still locked.
I try to check the room in general for any key.
Um, Make an investigation check as you look around this room. So you start looking around for a key, and then think for a second. Um, you you're pretty confident that the key is not anywhere in this room. And think about it, it doesn't make sense that like the key would be kept somewhere like right next to the lock. Probably somewhere a bit easier to find.
So I try to see if I have any access to Zelpali's memories or if I'm solely locked into the mind of Sir Coven.
Make a wisdom check. It's a straight wisdom. Um, you focus for a second, not entirely sure of what's happened to you and why you are in this state. But as you just think back, you think about your daughter, and you're like, wait, I don't have a daughter. But then you see her face. You see your your wife, the beautiful green scales across her cheeks. You um you remember the beautiful streets of Torhoiko and your time trying to prove yourself worthy to the Wanti anathemas who rule there, um, in order to gain power so that you might be able to make the world a safer place for your daughter. Um, and as these memories come flashing back to you, you think, um, so you would know everything that Taylor knows about Zelpali, with that role. And also then you realize you have the key to this lock. It's on your belt.
Nice. Um, well, first of all, I think, okay, this is some type of magic that I'm really not familiar with. I'm probably a bit scared, but I do well under pressure. Um, and everything that happened with Talalik was just, I guess what you would call autopilot. Sarkovan was just, you know, taking it as it came.
Hmm.
But now it starts to solidify in his mind, and he realizes that I have to find a way to get my body back. I can't keep this charade up forever. Um, so now that I know I have access, at least to some degree, to of Zilpali's mind, and I find the key, I'm just thinking, okay, this is a mission, and I gotta focus to get through this. So I use the key, and I also just try to be very careful. Now I know where the needle comes out. So if
Hmm.
there's a way I can try to open the drawer with the key, but even avoid getting hit by the needle, I would try to do that also.
Make a sleight of hand check with advantage because you kind of already know how the key functions and where the how the needle functions and where it comes out. Um, you're you're able to twist it just right. It still kind of brushes your skin. You take 1 point of damage. Um, but the you're able to get the drawer opened.
Okay. I search through the drawer.
Yeah. So you give me 1 sec. All right. Do you see a little chest that disappeared? Do I need to next to you?
No.
How about now?
Now I do.
Okay. And if you can you open it up?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So that's what you've. Oh, so you find that, and then it says there are 4 sheets of paper.
Mhm.
They're like folded messages that have writing on them. So
Okay. Hmm.
in addition to the other things in there.
Am I able to take all of this stuff and not be over encumbered? Will
I
it
think so.
calculate that for me?
Yeah, it should.
Okay. Well, before I take it, I'm gonna search through the messages.
Alrighty. Um, let's see. Give me 1 sec.
Actually, I'm just gonna take them for now.
Okay,
Is
you
that
do.
okay?
Yeah.
I'm gonna take them. I'm gonna take everything for now.
Uh-huh.
And I'm not gonna think too much about it. But I want to take. Well, I should just have access to them, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's see.
Oh, wait.
Do I have an inventory?
Um, it says inventory, but there's nothing underneath it. I'm not sure. Oh, did it put it? It might have put it in Sarkoven's inventory.
Oh.
Yes, it
Sorkovan
did.
possessed by Zilpali?
No, no, it put it in the normal Sarkovan inventory.
Oh.
Yeah, because that's the setup as the actor like for your account base or your player.
Right.
Um,
I
all
can
right.
just look at his tab for the inventory.
Yeah, yeah. And we'll just have to remember the things that you got out of that. So a few things. So besides the pieces of paper, there's several gemstones that seem like they're worth some value.
Yeah, I
Um,
noticed that.
there's a recipe for a type of poison that you find. Um, and then there's also uh like a feather pen. Um, and as you pick it up, like you remember that oh this thing's useful. Um,
How so?
Make a wisdom check for me. Yeah, thinking through your memories for a second, it takes so when you're trying to figure out Zelpali's memories, it's kind of hazy. It's like trying to even like things like having the key on the belt felt like remembering something from a long time ago. The thing about the daughter and the city and the wife, like those were easy to come by because they're very important to Zelpali, but things like this are a little bit less. It takes you a minute to recollect it, but you're able to figure out that this pen can make writing invisible except to those who you choose when you write with it. Um, yeah, and it gives you the full description if you open up the item.
Okay. Are the crystals just worth money, or do I know what they do?
Make another wisdom check. You're not too sure. They're definitely valuable, but if they do anything more than that, you can't place it.
I want to check the recipe for Midnight Tears to see what kind of potion it is.
Um,
If I click on it, does it give me some information?
yeah, it should.
Okay.
Oh yeah, and then it should
Oh,
be an item in that description that you can click on to see what the item does.
wait, you cut out
Think.
for a second. What
Um,
was that?
so if you expand the recipe description, it says you can
Hmm.
spend downtime to craft one Midnight Tears. And where it says you can craft one Midnight Tears, that should be clickable and open up the description of what Midnight Tears actually does.
Okay.
I'm not sure if you have the access. Did that open up for you?
It did.
Okay,
Thank
cool.
you.
Nice.
Interesting. Okay. Well, my initial thought was I could possibly use this poison in the camp to kill all of the Wanti here, but I I'm reading now that the creature must swallow the entire dose to suffer its effects,
That's correct.
and the amount of damage it deals, I'm not sure if it would be enough really to even kill the Wanti anyway. Um, so at this point, I'm sort of giving up on the opportunity on hurting the Wanti. For now, I'm thinking I'm just gonna gather as much information as I can against this enemy and try to make it to safety.
All right.
Um, what is the Biceras?
Um, let's see. Oh, that's. Let me double check.
It looks like it's able to create poison.
It's a mushroom, like a dried mushroom.
Ah, cannot be detected by detect poison and disease spell. Interesting. Okay. Um, hmm. I'm having a lot of thoughts, but I'm also thinking that this is taking too long, and somebody might suspect that I'm um, not who they think I am. So I'm going to try to turn and leave and exit the way I came.
Okay. All right. Let's see. So yeah, you can. Okay, you head outside. And you see in the center of the camp, that the wanty woman, and she says, "There's no sign of them. They must have gotten away too quickly. Plus, this jungle is just very difficult to trespass. So, the ritual failed. The Tlaloc's poison didn't make it to them. What are we going to do now?"
I just look angry, frustrated, um, looking down, looking around, not meeting the woman at her eyes.
Tlaloc walks up and says, "It's Cooley. You should speak more respectfully to the chosen of Zyther. We must have faith in him that our duty will be complete regardless of these setbacks."
Talalak, come with me. And I try to walk away from the woman and just speak to Talalak by himself if possible.
Okay. Which direction do you go? Just feel free to move, and he'll follow you.
Uh, okay. I'm gonna move actually back onto the island.
Mhm. Right. Yeah, he'll head over there.
What was the woman's name again?
Uh, Etolia.
Can you?
Yeah, yeah, I'll put it in the chat.
Thank you. Itolia. Itolia. And Talalak. Okay. I look to Talalak and I say, I don't believe Itolia trusts me. And I'm starting to question her allegiance to our cause.
Yeah, Ichiro just kind of slowly off in that direction. He says, "I know. I. She's always been ambitious, and so she was so jealous of you when you gained the blessings of Zyther to become a whisperer. I just hope it's mere jealousy and nothing more, but you've worked with her longer than I have."
I think it's more than just jealousy. If she questions my rule, then she questions Zyther's blessing. And we can never turn our backs to Zyther. I think we should keep a closer eye on her. But for now, there isn't much time. We have to go after those adventurers and get one of them for the ritual. We've wasted too much time already. Quickly, gather up anybody who can be spared and join me.
All right, we'll leave Alzupion and some of the snakes to guard the camp. Um, should we take Etolia with us, or leave her here?
It would be a poor decision to leave her here alone to her own devices. Better to have her come with us so that we can keep a close eye.
All right. Um, I'm trying to. We could try to take some of the nightshade and maybe work on some more poison on the way, but I'm not sure if we'll have time. Should I go grab it?
Well, let me ask you this. Talalik, you are more than just my underling. I hate to even say that. We've been friends for a long time. I trust you, and Zether trusts you. What do you think we should do?
We have no idea what we're going to face out there, or what opportunities Zyther may present to us. The more equipment we have with us, the better.
Okay. Um, then yes, we should go get it. We should gather that and anything else that you think might be useful.
All right. He heads off in this direction.
Okay.
Um,
I just want to say one thing.
mhm.
I I feel a little concerned that I may be acting out of character for Zopali. So now that Talalik has walked away,
Mhm.
I'm trying to search Zelpali's mind to see precisely how he and Talalik interacted to see if I can better mimic that.
Make a wisdom check. Um, let's see.
Ooh,
Are you? Wait, what? Okay. Um, I mean, he didn't have any immediate reactions, but you're really kind of just winging it. You're not too sure. This would be hard enough if these people were not a completely different species with a completely different physiology. You've not interacted with Wanti ever in your past. They're normally a very reclusive race, and so, I mean, other than like your encounters in this adventure, you're just kind of doing what you can based off of that. But
makes
so far,
sense.
so good.
Okay, great. Did I get the impression that the room with the desk and was that my commons area?
Um,
Is that where I stayed?
yeah, you kind of got the vibe that that was sort of like your command post, I suppose is the best way to put it.
Okay.
Um,
I'm
the fe
actually gonna head back in there,
Okay,
not to cut you
yeah,
off.
the feeling you got was like everything in there was kind of like yours, and this was like your space.
Okay. I check around this room one more time for anything that I might think is useful.
Make a investigation check. Um, let's see. So, um, looking around it, you find some rations, 5 days worth. Um, you some basic clothing. Um, and then you find you kind of check out this chest in the corner over here.
Mhm.
Um, and inside you find a like a necklace um with several like scales on it. Um, and there's like a couple letters carved into one of the scales. And you immediately you're triggered with this memory of um your daughter like crafting this and giving it to you before you left Torhuego.
I try to search myself to see if it would be. Do I have any memories of wearing this before?
Um, make a wisdom check. You you remember wearing it for much of your journey. Um, and you remember taking it off before beginning the ritual earlier today.
Does it look like it could help defend me from anything?
Um, I guess make an Arcana check. So, thinking about it and thinking back to your memories, um, the necklace in and of itself is not magical in any way. Um, but ever since you were elevated to the rank of Mind Whisperer, you begin having some strange tendencies that are hard to explain, and it's not something you've ever like spoken with anyone. But it's you've begun to pick up on something about your personality changing in a way you didn't want. You keep thinking about like yourself, and then you're like, wait, no, this is Zelpali's memories. Something about his personality was changing, but but you notice in your journey into Sharoner from Torhueco that as long as you were wearing this necklace, those changes were greatly subdued, and you're not exactly sure why.
Mm. I decide to wear it.
You do so.
In this moment of putting the necklace on, I think back to just a few moments ago whenever I found the recipe for Midnight's Tear. My initial reaction was, I'm going to use this to kill or harm all the Wanti that are here. But now putting this necklace on, I have a different feeling that maybe there's more going on here, and maybe there's a way to help the Wanti and to stop them from wanting to hurt the druids without hurting them. Um, and I don't have time. I don't think I fully processed that feeling,
Hmm.
but after I put the necklace on, I try to head out of this area and see if I can tell where Talalik went. I
Um,
saw him kind of heading this way.
yeah, yeah. So you see him up there.
Okay. I, well, I walk here and
Hmm.
then
Oh
I
yeah.
I actually try to maybe hide behind this little tent
Hmm.
and peer over to see if I can see Etolia and sort of I guess I'm kind of spying on her.
Make a stealth check. Yeah.
And I make that a 14.
I don't think that applies to stealth.
Oh, okay.
It's
You're
not. It's
right.
not every skill. It's
You're right. You're right.
certain skills. But yeah.
Hmm.
All right. So let me make some rolls. All right. And then let me have you make a perception check. Yeah. So actually, so she would have been like further ahead over here, so you can still see her, but
Okay.
the and you overhear her talking with somebody. Um, and you hear her saying, Wetzel is not going to be pleased by this string of failures. If we don't come back with results, our lives will be on the line. We need to find some alternative plan, whether that involves Del Pali or not. I'm not going to return a failure. And the other voice says, um, I agree, but what should we do? And it says, well, I overheard Del Pali talking with Tlaloc about contact with the regeneration. Maybe we cut out the middleman, seek them ourselves. They help us deal with Del Pali, solve this problem, and we return to Torheco as heroes. And I'll drop some names in the chat. So the first thing she said was Uetzo would not be pleased with the string of failure, so that's that name.
Okay.
And
Ooh,
then
that's
she
so.
also mentioned uh, the regeneration.
Okay, I don't want to stick around, so
Hmm.
I walk over to where I see Talalik. But as I'm walking over, I try to look over to see who Atolia is talking to.
Um, yeah, with a quick glance as you walk past, you're able to tell that she's talking to Ahuzapion, the Wanti that was mentioned once or twice before or Ahuzapion.
Okay. Okay. Um, I walk up to Talalik
Hmm.
and I sort of look like I'm deep in thought,
Yeah, so
as if I'm
as you come over into this area, he's sort of
okay.
standing over this table, and he's
Hmm.
got like a large bag, and you see him putting some things into it. Um, there's several vials of liquids of different colors, several sheets of paper, and you notice a bundle of these purple flowers. Um, and then there's a few other things that are like inside the bag, but that's the stuff that's like out and that he's currently putting in. And you can see that there's some more stuff he's already put in there.
Okay. I try not to interrupt him.
Mhm.
I just let him do what he's doing.
Yeah.
And in the meantime, I think about who Uetso is and who the regeneration are.
Roll two separate wisdom checks for me.
This first one, let's say, is for Uetso.
All right, give me one sec.
I don't know why I got a +1.
Um, weird. Oh, it looks like you rolled as Sorkovan, not as Sorkovan possessed by a
Oh,
or Zelpali.
whoops. Whoops. Can we just
Uh,
make it a 17 or do you want me to reroll?
no
Reroll.
need to reroll. Yeah, that'd be 17. Then we need. All right, give me one sec. Go ahead and make the second roll while I'm pulling something up.
Actually, Zopali has a higher wisdom than Sarkovan. Um, second roll is an 8. Oh,
Okay,
I'm still rolling as Sarkovan, but I'm not. But I'm not though.
weird. Yeah, well, we know what the modifiers are, so we'll figure it out. All right,
Okay.
so um, Uetzo is clear enough in your mind. Um, Uetzo is the name of the Wanti anathema that is one of the leaders of Torhueco. Um, and but it's not so much anathemas are interesting because they're sort of multiple personalities in a single body. Uetzo refers to the collection of
Hmm.
individuals. This is what a anathema looks like. Um, they're basically your direct boss. Um, and
That
have
begs the question: why did Zether choose me and not some person that's more powerful than me?
um, make another wisdom check for me.
Okay, I'm definitely using Zopali's character sheet,
Hmm.
but it still shows as Sorkovan. So really, that's a
Oh,
3, but it's
so
not
it
though.
might be saying the name of the player that rolled it because your name is also Sorkoven, but it's not doing the +1 anymore. So I think it did roll correctly.
Well,
Um,
I have a +2 for wisdom though,
oh, that's the
or do
saving
I?
throw, I think.
Okay. But before it was saying Zilpali, if you can look up 7 minutes
Oh,
ago.
for the Arcana,
Sometimes it
yeah,
goes as Sorko. When I use my ability checks, it says Sorkovan, but when I use
that's weird.
the sub ones, interesting. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to
Yeah,
figure out what was
yeah.
going on there.
Oh well.
Okay.
Not sure why, but well, we'll deal with it. Um, yeah, and the you try to think about this, the more you think and try to focus on like Zyther and Zelpali's connection to Zyther, the hazier and hazier the memory gets, and the harder it is to kind of focus and collect those thoughts. And it's as if there's some sort of barrier placed there intentionally.
Okay.
And then you rolled an 8 for the regeneration. Actually, make a history check as well. because I'll give you some different sets of information based on that 8 and then whatever you roll for history. Okay. So, easy enough. I mean, Sorkovan himself would know this. The Regeneration are one of the four leading factions of FX. Um, they're one of the rivals of the Fallen Phoenix, but they sort of exist in an uneasy truce, like all the four cults of FX do. Um, he doesn't know very much about them except that they're into like strange and unusual magic. Um, why the Yuan-ti would be interested in the regeneration or have any association with them specifically, you have no idea.
Okay. I checked to see if Talalik is finished doing what he's doing.
Yeah, by this point he's got everything put up in the bag. And he says, all right, should I gather Tekahul and Ilipali?
If you think they will be valuable in a fight, yes. But before you go, there's something that you need to know. Um, Talalik, my suspicions were correct. Itolia doesn't trust me, and she's plotting to do away with me and use the regeneration as an asset to come back home to Etzo as a hero. So our suspicions were correct, and I'm conflicted as to what I should do about it.
I I'm honored that you would put your trust in me to share these concerns. I I'm neither as wise nor as intelligent as you, but I will help you as I can. All of our contact, see, we have an advantage here because all of our contact with the regeneration has been through you communicating with them. So if Itolia has some way to contact them outside of you, I'm unaware of it. That'll be a challenge for her to overcome. One option would be to just give in to the demands that the regeneration has made of us and recruit them before she can to aid us. But I don't know. I don't like the idea of sharing our secrets with them.
Did you already ask her to come with us?
Um, I did not.
Then I've changed my mind. We'll leave her here and go to the regeneration directly without her knowing.
So where should we tell her that we're going?
Um, is there somewhere on the way?
Um, I suppose it depends on which route we take. Yud Hamanyu is almost directly in the path to the regeneration, and it'll be several, or it'll be at least a week of travel to get there to the font of miracles. Um, so we could tell her that
How
we're
how long?
about a week of travel.
I try to think we don't have that much time, do we?
Well, let's see. Sorry, there's a lot of things I gotta cross-reference right here to give you the right information.
Sorry.
No, it's cool because it's cool stuff
There's
happening.
a lot of politics happening right
Yep.
now.
All right. He says, well, Quetzalcoatl should be back in a day or so. You can have him send word ahead to the regeneration. He can reach them much faster than we could on foot. I'll put that name in the chat for you.
Quetzalcoatl?
Quetzalcoatl. Uh,
Quetzalcoatl.
um, so,
That's a great idea. We should get Quetzalcoatl to do just that.
all
And
right.
maybe the regeneration can meet us at Udamanyu in the middle.
That's a tall ask of them. They
The time to strike is now. Um,
no. I'm sorry for questioning your judgment. You're right. We don't. We have to act before we lose this opportunity that Scyther has presented us. Um, we should, if we leave the camp now, um, Yudhamanyu's a day or so away. Uh, Quetzalcoatl shouldn't have any problem finding us wherever we camp out in the jungle tonight.
do you think the regeneration is going to be able to make it there in time, since they have so much further way to travel?
I mean, you said something about them being an excellent failsafe if our plans of attacking the council at Yudhamanyu went awry. I'm not sure if what their capabilities are. They might have some powerful teleportation magic,
Hmm.
but
I pretend like I know what he's talking about.
make a deception check with advantage.
Okay.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna do. Yeah. He um he doesn't seem to react in any suspicious manner.
Okay. Um, while I'm standing here, I drink a potion of healing, level 3.
Hmm.
Um, so
All right. Talagonati
I
says, "I'll fetch the others."
thank you, Talalik. So I
Well,
heal for 15.
okay. If you want to put that in, he says, "I'll meet you at the gate."
Okay. It didn't update, so I have less than 16 right now, right?
You have 11 out of 71. Oh, probably because like I updated the token is not properly linked to the character sheet or something like that. Let me see.
Okay. I just
So you said you regained 15?
actually that's a lie. I regain 18.
Okay, so now you're at 20. You should be 29 out of 71.
Okay. I'm
Um,
gonna drink another one.
okay.
That time I healed for 21.
Nice. Um, what does that put your hit point total at?
That's at 50.
50.
Um,
Okay,
I try to
so
think. I think I'm gonna drink the last one
okay.
because I kind of want to be topped off. So,
Sure.
well, the last one of that type anyway.
Yeah. Okay,
Ooh,
I found the setting, so now the token should be correct.
Okay. I didn't heal for quite as much as I wanted to. I only healed for 12 that last time, which
Um,
puts me at 62 total.
the last one I think was a higher level potion though. Double check. That could be wrong.
Um, I had, oh, I misread. I misread. Thought I had 3 of the potion of healing level 3. Yeah, so the last one is instead gonna heal me too.
So just roll another 2d6 plus 2,
Mhm.
or 2d6 plus 4 it would be, and then add that.
Um, that's gonna top me off.
Cool.
So after I just downed 3 of these potions, um, try to let my stomach rest a little bit, and then I'm gonna head out and see if Atolia is still there. Oh, doesn't look like it. Um, I'm gonna head towards the front gate if I can remember where that is.
It's in this direction.
Okay,
I think you
so
can
I'm
see them.
yeah, I'm just walking on
Yeah,
down.
so coming
Okay.
over here, you see the a dead vine crawler's body has been dragged out of the swamp, and Atolia is dissecting her.
Don't think I'm gonna intervene here.
Okay.
Think I'm just gonna walk over to Talalik and I'm gonna ask him, Talalik, did you tell Atolia that we were heading to Utamanu to try and catch the adventurers?
I did.
Good. And I look to the 2 Wanti purebloods that are here, and I'm assuming that those are the 2 Wanti purebloods that Talalik was talking about.
Yeah.
Um, and then I look to Talalik and ask him, how are we able to tell? Actually, I don't say that. I say, and you're sure that Quetzalcoatl knows what he needs to do?
I mean, once he finds us, likely sometime tonight, we'll let him know, or we'll he'll say sorry, he says once he finds us tonight, we'll write a new message for him to deliver.
Okay. So I take one last look around
Hmm.
the camp, and then I try to head out the
All
front
right,
gate.
you head out. Let's see. So as you head back into the jungle, heading south towards Yudhamanu, um, you and Tlaloc and the other 2 Wanti are going to roll uh, survival checks. And then we need all right. So you can continue heading southward for a bit. As the sun begins to set, let's see. Give me a sec. You notice you head into a section of the jungle where you begin to pass large mushrooms. Many of them taller than you. Others like short but like wide, of various colors and patterns. As you're progressing, it's starting to get a little bit late, and so you're trying to like keep an eye out for a good place to camp before the sun sets. You hear something moving up ahead of you, and suddenly this creature bursts between the mushrooms uh, in front of you. It's it's like a big ape, but its hair is all like green, and there's parts of its skin that's like torn, and there's these strange like kind of plant-like growths coming out of it. Um, Give me one sec. Uh, Sort of like that. And as it lunges in your direction, um, we're going to roll initiative. Let's see. Give me one sec. All right, so if you go to the initiative tab, you'll see. Let me. Uh, yeah, there you go. All right. A few things to set up. First off, I need some more dramatic music. There we go. Um, all right, and we're going to go activate. Um, Combat. All right. So this one T pure blood is up. Let's see. She will draw a short bow and make an attack against the ape, but misses. Let me update. Can I? No. All right, Tlaloc is up. Uh, he draws two scimitars and charges towards it to strike. Hit for 5. Ooh, and then a natural 1. However, as it's kind of like rummaging around and rushing towards you, you'd expect like an ape like this to be like grunting or like huffing and puffing or like kind of like making noises, but it's like completely silent vocally. Um, let's see. Then you hear some splashing as you see across the river a large one of the mushrooms that was growing there steps forward and you realize it's a humanoid creature. I can there it is. That looks like this. Um, and as it let's see, as it crosses the river, you watch as this cloud it raises up its arms, and from like beneath, from like the holes in its body, um, a cloud of spores emits from it.
Mm.
Let's go. Can you see that radius?
Yes, I can.
Yeah. So then it fills that space. So that's its turn. You see another ape kind of dash around from across the river. Um, and then the one comes from. So they're using the dash action, by the way. One comes from behind you as well, around these mushrooms. And then the one that's next to Tlaloc will attack him with its fists, and it gets two attacks. Wait, what? Oh, there it is. Ooh.
Hmm.
As it knocks aside his scimitar, it hits him straight in the face, and with its like large bulging arm that seems like unnaturally large. And then we'll make it second attack. And hits 7. He says, "I'll slay you, you beast." Um. Oh, wait, that was them. You are up, Storkoven.
Okay, do I see where the scimitar was knocked onto the ground?
It's just on the ground next to him.
Okay,
Oh, and I should say you do have your own scimitars as well. That would have been
right.
obvious.
How long, what would it take for me to pick up the scimitar and give it to Tlaloc?
That'd be
That'd
a
be a full action?
no, that'd be an object interaction, which you can do once per turn for free. So no cost, essentially.
All right. I walk up to him, get it, hand it to him, then walk here
Mm-hmm.
and attempt to strike the beast with my um, scimitars
Mm-hmm.
or my scimitar. Actually, I can make one bite attack and one scimitar attack, and that's exactly what I'll do.
Cool. All right.
Um,
Yeah, it hits. I did a roll.
do it so I could do this.
All right, so that did. Oh yeah, because a creature recoils in pain as you realize your scimitars are poisoned. Um, it recoils in pain but doesn't make a sound. Um, Strangely, and but some of the mushrooms sprouting from inside its body kind of like wither. Uh, so that was your first attack. I
It's
think
my
you can.
bite,
Oh, that was your
actually.
bite. Gotcha. Yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
So that happens.
Can I move here? Oh no, he's still alive.
Yeah,
Okay, I
just
make the
barely.
scimitar attack.
Go for it.
But I think I have some sort of. Let's see. The first time Wanti hits with a melee attack on its turn, it can deal. Does that mean I have to deal, or it can deal?
Uh, can means you don't have to.
Okay, makes sense to me. So I'm not going to use that, and I'm just going to attack. I have him selected, but for whatever reason, let's try that again.
Nice.
Ooh. That's enough to kill him, huh?
Um, let's see. Actually, one thing. So he would have been resistant to that poison damage. Let's see. Oh, but I think that still would have been enough. Yeah, yeah, that's still enough. Um, so after biting it and like sinking your poisonous fangs into this ape, you swing your scimitar and cut into its chest, and it just collapses soundlessly.
Excellent. Um, I end my turn.
All right.
For
Um,
some reason, I
oh,
don't have the option.
yeah, it got moved. So if you go to the initiative, at the very bottom of the initiative tab, it should have an end turn button.
Okay, I see it now. Before I end my turn,
Mhm.
do I have the cantrips from Wanti spellcasting? Like, do I have all the
Uh,
spells that you gave me on the Zilpali Google Docs
so
thing?
if you look on your character sheet, it says innate spellcasting, Wanty form only. So animal friendship and suggestion, those two you do have. The other spells you do not.
Interesting. Okay. Do I still have Zether's Blessing?
Uh, you do not.
Interesting. Okay, so I can disregard the Google Docs then.
Oh yeah, yeah. That was specifically for
The
Storkovan
other way
possessed by
around.
Zelpali. Correct.
Understood. Okay. In that case, I'll end my turn.
Cool. All right, so this pure blood is up. She'll run up and attack. This one with two scimitars. Actually, she's gonna step up to it and say, "You should attack your master, not us," and cast suggestion. But it saves.
Mm.
All right. Next up, this one. I'm gonna turn and fire a short bow at this one. Misses. The arrow just strikes into the stalk of one of the mushrooms next to it. Tlilac will make his two attacks against this one. Ooh, he crits it in return.
Nice.
Oh, dang it, I targeted this one. Dang it, I messed that up. So it's 12 damage. All right, and then swing a second scimitar.
Oh, double
What?
crit.
What is the deal with all of these natural 20s involved with the Freaky Friday? Anyway, um, it's ridiculous. All right, next up is the mushroom humanoid. Um,
Yikes.
it's going to step over here, and as these cloud of spores spread around you and Tlaloc, you can't help but breathe in some of them. And as you do so, you hear this voice speaking into your mind saying, "You vicious snakes, how dare you intrude our home? You shall perish for your the harm you have caused." Um, all right, and then it raises up its hand, and these like bright purple spores, unlike the kind of pale green before, emit and just completely envelop Tlaloc. Um, 1 sec, he's gonna make a con save. So we need to. He fails. As he just his hands fall limply to his side as the scimitars fall to the ground, and he just stares off in a daze. Um, he is stunned. All right, this ape is dead. Um, what is it? Wait, why? Something weird's going on with the garbage. All right. This ape is going to make two fist attacks against Wanty in front of it. Deal 7 damage. Um, oh, she's not concentrating because the spell failed. So I need two attacks. All right, and then make the second attack. Misses. Um, that was him. You're up.
Hmm. I charge him,
Mm-hmm.
trying to show Talalik that I'm not afraid. And I try to bite him.
All right. The you go to bite this creature, but you get a sudden whiff of some of the spores, and you just stop and pull back your head, and then shake off the effect.
A part of me is thankful that my bite didn't connect. Then I try to follow it up with my scimitar.
Yeah, this time the creature you swing down, but the creature kind of like blocks your attack with a particularly thick part of its forearm, and so like the
Um,
scimitar kind of gets stuck without seeming to make much of an impact.
I realized that maybe in my effort to try and show off to Talalik, I didn't carefully attack. But then I look to Talalik and I say, "May Zetha's power flow through you." And I'll cast Spark on him.
Nice. Cool. Is that your turn?
Indeed it is.
All right. Swantee's gonna make two scimitar attacks on this ape. Miss and a hit for 2 points of damage. All right. The other one is going to make short bow attack on the same one. Uh, hits with a poisoned arrow for 9. Um, although it's resistant to poison, so it would take 3 less damage. Um, Alright, Tlaloc is up. He has Spark, but he is stunned. But he does get to make another Constitution saving throw at the end of his turn. Yeah, so he's able to shake off the effect as he clears the spores from his system. Um, creature's up. Uh, it will swing a fist at you.
Oof.
Oh, yeah. So as its fist strikes you, it emits like a puff of spores, and you're prepared for whatever effect they might have, but the poison doesn't seem to affect you. Man, that 1T poison immunity really coming into handy for you.
Mhm.
All right. Wait, this ape is not dead. Why is it not? That's weird. Its health bar is not changing. That's strange. Anyway, it's got 11 hit points. So it's going to swing at this one T. And knocks her out. And it's
Mm.
gonna bound over towards this one and attack. But misses. You're up.
Okay, let's try this again. Nice.
Oh, you had targeted. That's alright.
Oh, my bad.
Undo. Yeah. So as you sink your fangs into this creature, and unleash a jet of poison, um, you feel a sensation of pain in your mind, and then it hurts, but then you realize your body is not physically harmed, and then you see these red spores emit from this creature's head and just float off into the horizon, and then a voice speaks to you, saying, mentally saying, "This pain you have caused me shall not go unpunished. My brethren will come and they shall hunt you down for what you have done."
Um, I try to use my own psychic attack, activating my mind fangs.
Ooh, all right. Go ahead and roll that damage. Uh, and as so you kind of use that mental connection that this creature had established with you to retaliate with your own power. And as you do so, you feel the mind that was there succumb to your power, and the creature just collapses. And as you do
Okay.
so, you see this ape over here just collapses as well.
Hmm.
Um,
What
Talak,
is it?
hmm?
Go ahead.
Talak kind of shakes his head and looks to you and says, um, let's see. Uh, Nice job, but Elapali looks hurt. And he kind of runs over here. But that's
I
the
follow him.
end of initiative. Yeah, so he, bandages up her wounds, and she, um, oh, wrong button. Kind of gets back to her feet. Um, she says, "Could really use some rest right now," and kind of looks to you for guidance.
Um, I agree. Let's take a moment to rest, but we can't wait too long. That creature told me that it would send its brethren to attack us for what we did here.
Um,
That's my way of telling her we can take a short rest,
yeah,
but
yeah. Okay. So you kind of gather under one of the mushrooms, and you can go ahead and take a short rest. Um, does it show there? Oh, 90. I'll roll for her. Ooh, that's how many lose one of that. And plus yeah. And Twilight will, and you can use some hit dice if you want.
um, I don't think I will.
Okay. Um, cool. sec. All right. Um, so after about 10 minutes or so of rest, you notice that the spores that have been released have kind of like settled in the ground around you, but in like a wide distance. What do you do?
Um, I motion for my companions to follow me. We need to get out of this mushroom forest quickly.
All right.
Um, so I guess I keep heading in the direction we were going before we were ambushed.
Okay. So you continue on your travel, at a relatively quick pace just to get out of that area, and within a 40 minutes or so, you exit. The mushrooms seem to kind of fade, and it returns back to normal trees and jungle. Um, but definitely at this point, the sun has set. It's dark all around you.
I look to Talalik and say, how much progress have we made? Are we close to Yutamanyu?
Probably about another 4 or 5 hours of travel. Do you want to
Do
push
you
through the
think,
night? Could be
since we just
dangerous.
took a short rest, I know that it's dangerous, but we need to get closer to Yutamanyu.
Very well. Um, I trust
If we
your
hadn't have
wisdom.
been ambushed, we would have been better off.
So you continue on through the night. Let's have everyone make a survival check again.
Hmm.
All right. Well, you're doing your best, but the others seem to have a pretty good sense of like where to go. Um, you you travel through the night. Um, let's see. And hmm, at around sunrise, you you spot the great tree of Utamanyu in the distance. Twilight says,
Okay.
so what are we going to do now?
Let's see if we can find our good friend Quetzalcoatl.
Oh, right, sorry, yeah. Actually, a couple hours before that, you would have heard a fluttering in the distance, um, and then see a creature flying towards you. Give me 1 second. Pull that up. Um, okay. This is not the best depiction, but it's a small snake, but with leathery green wings. Um, and if you give me a second, and it has a note in its mouth.
I. Where does it land?
It flies towards you and like curls and lands on your shoulder and kind of curls around your neck, and then it like holds the note in front of your face, kind of expectantly.
I read the note.
All right, give me 1 sec. All right, so if you go to the Journal tab and then in Found Notes, um, there's one there called Note. I'll change that to be Note from Quit Steel. Yes, you can read what that says.
I try to figure out how I am supposed to become an anathema.
Roll Wisdom. Um, so thinking back on your memories that you seem to have gained, you realize you recall secret messages, plans, and uh, communication between yourself and this let me check on Kiya, who you recall now as a member of the Regeneration. Um, you've always been kind of frustrated with Uetzo and upset at the kind of things that he does in the name of the Wanti people. Um, and so it's kind of been in the back of your head for a while, and there's been discussions with Kia, but nothing too concrete yet. But the ultimate plan is to have, with the help of the regeneration, uh, defeat Uetzo so that you can become the next anathema of Torhueco.
Okay. Hmm. And who is Kaguya?
Make another wisdom check for more information, but you know that she is a member of the regeneration. Um, yeah, so you don't know, due to the nature of your communications, you don't know too many specific details about her. You never met her in person. Um, the but you do know that she is a Wanti who fled the city some years past and joined the regeneration after that. She uh actually she would be your sister-in-law. Um, so your wife's sister.
My wife's sister.
Yes.
Okay.
Um, but you've
But
never
I've
met her
never
yourself.
met her?
Correct.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Hmm. Hmm. So you said that Sarkovan knows everything that I would know about Silpali, including what you sent me.
correct. Because you rolled a natural 20 on that wisdom check.
I'm trying to figure out if Zilpali thinks that becoming the next anathema will give him a better chance of killing Vasan and accomplishing his ultimate goal, which is to save my daughter, or if that is simply Zilpali's like ambition.
Hmm. I would say, given your current situation, and like you're still trying to figure this out, you're kind of like racking your brain, seeing what information you can gain while in this strange state. But that's not something you have any chance of determining, if that makes
Okay.
sense. Like you can access
Okay.
Del Poly's memories, but his goals like thoughts, those are beyond you.
Okay. Sorry, I just had to think for a second.
No problem. There's a lot going on. Actually, now would be a good time if I need to go take care of one or two things. So if you want to take like a 10-minute break or so.
I may need a longer break than that
Oh, that's
actually.
right. Yeah. For
The Yeah, I have to put medicine on his paw and then I have to wait like 15 to 20 minutes before I can wash it off.
gotcha. Okay.
Do we want to take like a 20-25 minute break
Um,
or is that
w
too long?
would you be fine with resuming after that and playing for maybe another 30 minutes or so, depending on what happens?
I could play longer than that, but
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, that's fine with me then. All right.
Okay, cool.
All right. We will be back in about 30 minutes or so. Give me one sec to. All right. Hey, we're back. Um, so, yeah, so it's middle of the night as you're trekking through the jungle. Um, the but this little flying snake has come and brought you a note, which you've read, I believe.
I actually read it out loud for everyone.
Okay, you just and they're curious. And and afterwards, Tualak will say, why, just out of curiosity, why did you decide to share that with us? I
Realizing now that people I can truly trust are hard to come by. I'm thankful that all of you made this dangerous journey with me, and I think it's about time we're more open with each other.
um Tualak says, well, I'm glad to know that you can trust me with this information and know that I'll be behind you no matter what you decide to do. You've
Interesting.
been my friend for a long time, and wherever that path may lead, I will support you.
Okay, so me, Taylor, the player, was expecting him to be like, "Oh, you know, I thought he was going to be mad that, um, well, part of me wasn't sure if he knew my relationship with Kaguya.
So that's not explicitly stated in the message. Is that something you would have explained to him?
Um, I meant as so far as she knows that I'm trying to take Uetso, yeah, Uetso,
Mm-hmm.
his place.
I see.
Does Talalik know that I'm, um, does he know that, do I know if he knows that I'm doing that? Or is that
Um,
not something I can decipher?
Make a wisdom check for me as you kind of search your memory. Um, you're not too sure. Like you know that Zelpali trusts Tualak a lot, but you can't find a specific memory of you sharing that information with him. And he does seem in this moment somewhat surprised. Although whether he's genuinely surprised or acting surprised given the other two purebloods that are with you, you're not too sure. Um,
Okay.
but let's see. I think I gave her name. Illipali says, I've never been too fond of Uetzo. Um, Before I was sent on this mission with you, Zelpali, Uetzo sent me to um, act as a spy in Ushal, and when I returned without much information gathered, well, I mean, I found some interesting things, but not enough to please him, apparently. He had me tortured for a few days. His methods are, or sorry, their methods are certainly extreme, and I would rather see someone uh, like you with a more pure drive guiding our city to greatness.
Mm. I try to see if Talalik is being honest about what he's saying.
Roll insight. Um, so that was Illapali speaking, one of the Wanti purebloods. Is that who you're insight checking, or Talak
My
with the
bad.
things he said earlier? Just one of
That's what I meant.
the. Okay,
I
yeah,
meant,
just Sorry, I don't think I put her name in the chat.
did I? Did you?
Um,
Illapali? Yeah, well, whoever was speaking is
yeah,
who I
yeah,
was
that
trying
was
to
her.
tell.
So it's you. Tlaloc, who is a Wanti Malison, Illapali, who is a Wanti pureblood, and then one other Wanti pureblood who you haven't gotten the name of. But yeah, with that role, she seems pretty. Well, actually, let me make a roll for her. I don't want to just assume that you. Yeah, she seems pretty genuine. When she mentioned finding information in Ushal, you got a sense of like reservation from her. And you noticed that she explicitly didn't say what she found. But her disgust of
And
Uetsu's treatment of her is apparent.
hey guys, I thought you guys were just chilling. Clearly, you're doing D&D stuff. I will leave you be.
Well, I mean, feel free to watch on Twitch if you want.
Oh my god, cool. Okay, bye. Have fun.
Okay.
Guest star Kakara.
Yep. I was wondering if somebody was gonna pop in, but yeah, cool. Um, so yeah,
Okay.
uh,
Well, with that in mind,
mhm.
um, I try. I think Talalik mentioned the third person's name
Oh,
once, but I can't find it in the chat.
um,
I should have pasted it into my
I
notes,
don't know
but I
if I
forgot.
did. All right.
Okay. Well, I try.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
try to see
you've been
if I know.
traveling together for a couple hours, so you definitely would have like heard it mentioned at least once. So it's a Tapolel.
Tapalo.
And
Okay.
he's male, even though I mean, the one T pureblood picture is female, and they all use the same picture. But
I try to see if I can gauge Tapalel's reaction to me reading the note out loud.
roll insight. He's on the quieter side. He doesn't give any clear reaction, so you're not too sure.
Okay. As Sorkovan, I'm thinking maybe this Uetso guy is the problem. um, maybe if these people were led by someone who is more kind, um, things would be going better for them. But then again, as Sorkovan, I'm also thinking about how Zelpali's ancestors were treated by the sorry, I'm looking up their name.
The Shorin.
The specific Shiren that
Hmm.
attacked my ancestors when they went there trying to get the cure for the disease, the dermal decay.
Hmm.
Um, and my initial reaction is they must have had some reason for why they attacked the Wanti on sight. But from the Wanti's perspective, they had no idea why that was happening. So obviously there was some pretty big miscommunication there. Um, and I think that the people of Shirin are intelligent enough and open minded enough to, if they were to hear the truth of what happened from the Wanti's perspective, um, that there would be no need for the conflict in the first place. Um, so that's where Sirkovan is right now in terms of motivation.
Hmm.
But I'm assuming that I would have been thinking about this as we were traveling, and um, I'm just now reaching the sort of conclusion of my thought, especially now hearing and feeling everyone's reaction to Zelpali's desire to become the next anathema.
Hmm.
Um, I try to look around to see if we can find Quetzalcoatl.
Yeah, and
And
he's like on your shoulder.
oh, that's right. That's
Yeah.
right. He's on me. Okay. I'm questioning whether he has some other form or if this is just how he exists
Wisdom.
normally. Wisdom seems to be the stat of the session.
I mean, that's what it takes to get back your memory. You get a sense of familiarity from him, but that's all.
Okay.
But he's just kind of on your shoulder, like as you've been having this conversation with the other Wanti, he's just kind of like looking at you. Every now and then, like his tongue flickers out. Um, but that's it.
Okay. I suddenly get an idea and ask Talaluk if he thinks there's any chance we could find a black leaf rose in the vicinity.
All right, let me check one thing. Um, remind me what's that's for?
I can use that along with the poisoner's kit in order to create midnight tears. I
Okay.
also need 600 gold.
Yeah, so that's like
Um,
gold worth of materials and such. He says, I don't think there's any left with the poison that I crafted for the Yuchini. Um, I mean, I would
Talaluk,
know.
remind me again what poison you brought with us.
Um, let's see. I have one vial of a potion of poison, and he pulls out a vial. It's a red liquid. It looks identical to a potion of healing. Um, and then three vials of just basic poison for weaponry and such, as well as some nightshade and twilight wormwood for crafting more if we need to.
Okay. Does Zelpali know that the adventurers are from Yudhamanyu? Or
Yeah.
that's where they traveled from?
Let's see. I would say for this, yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Talaluk learned that.
Right.
eh, Okay, and he would
Yeah.
have told me.
Yeah.
Okay.
You got the sense that before the secret swords attacked the Wanti camp, Twalak filled in Zelpali with all of the details of everything that happened with him. The Yachini, the adventurers getting there, him getting put in jail and then escaping, all that. And with the conversation over the past couple hours that you've had periodically on your journey, you've gathered as much that Twalak assumes that Zelpali knows that information.
I look to Talaluk and I say, should we wait to see if the regenerators will meet us here?
Well,
Or should we need to send him back with the
all
new
right.
message. I take the parchment that I have, I take
Mhm.
my quill, and
Um,
I write out.
and you do notice as you like grab some parchment, the three other like letters in there that you have not yet read. They're just still in
Ah,
the bag with you.
okay. I'm going to go ahead and read those now.
Okay.
And I think I have them.
Um,
I can't. I thought I had them, but now
not
I
yet.
can't remember.
Let's see. All right, you should have secret messages. And they're written in Cascalian, but as you kind of look over them, suddenly the words kind of make sense and you're able to read it. Um, Same thing for the note that um, Quetzalcoatl had.
Okay, so now I'm starting to put everything together. I guess I should have read that out loud. Is there a
Which
way
one?
to put it on the stream?
I think so. I should put the other one on the stream as well. Let's see, and owner, and then we go here. There we go. So I'll leave that for viewers to read at their pleasure. Yeah, so it's
Thank
up on the
you.
stream now.
Okay. So I take out the part. Do I have blank parchment?
Yeah.
Okay. And I take out my magical, or at least somewhat magical, scribe's pen. And I begin writing a message explaining our location, um, explaining that the situation is dire, that we need immediate assistance from the regeneration in any way possible, so that essentially we can attack both the adventurers and also um, all of the druids. I guess originally Zilpali was thinking it's going to be too difficult to take the druids head on, and that's why he opted for using the Midnight Tears to poison the Uccini. Um, but in my mind, I'm now trying to make it seem like, because they already know that the initial plan failed. Or I guess they wouldn't have. I try to put that in the message as well. I try to
Hmm.
explain that this is a long message, but I try to explain that the plan failed, the Uccini was discovered, basically everything I learned from Talalik. Um, I'm completely an open book about pretty much everything,
Hmm.
and I instruct Quetzalcoatl to head back to the regeneration and deliver the message to, I guess, whoever our contact there was, Kigiya.
Okay. So just to clarify, you're being um, completely honest and just explaining everything about the situation, and then you're asking for help with dealing with the adventurers and the druids as well.
Yeah, I'm not showing this to Talalik or
Right.
the others.
Right. Gotcha.
Um, my intention as Sorkovan is to get all of the players who are involved in this, I guess, scheme present at Utamanyu.
Hmm.
Um, and I'm going to reveal who they are so that they can be um, basically so that they can be prisoners. And then as Zolpali, I want to convince the people of Utamanyu um, basically that I'm Sorkovan. I want to try to find my party, so
Hmm.
on and so forth, and go from there. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. I gotcha.
Okay. Um,
Um. Cool.
can I tell if Quetzalcoatl is intelligent enough to read the note, or is it more like a pet?
Make an insight check. Yeah, that's enough to tell. Seems to just be a like a unintelligent beast.
Okay.
Um,
Fantastic.
and intelligent enough to know how to like serve as a carrier pigeon, but not more than that.
Great. I give him the note,
Mhm.
and I guess I communicate with him verbally about to head back to regeneration and deliver the note.
Yeah, he seems to understand you.
Okay, fantastic.
And flies off with the note. All right.
Cool.
So we did a little bit of backtracking because I forgot about Quest to Teal, but with that, you continue traveling on, and as the sun rises above the treetops the next morning, you're all gain a level of exhaustion for trekking through the night. Um, but you do see the tree of Utamani in the distance.
Great. How can I make myself exhausted?
Let me see. Oh, it might not exist on the NPC character sheet. That's interesting. What if I do
I guess I can
this?
just remember.
Oh yeah, so if you go to effects, you have exhaustion one now, I think. Or maybe I put it on
Oh,
the token
great.
and nothing. But yeah. So the way I did that was I right-clicked on a token, although you can't see a token right now. And then added the exhaustion icon, which applied the effect. Which I think,
Okay, cool.
if it's set up right, it might actually do the disadvantage for you automatically.
You want to test it?
Sure, go ahead and make a roll. Like an ability check. Nope. Oh well.
Okay.
Uh,
Well,
yeah, it's there.
we
So
arrive there, and I'm gonna tell Talalik, Tapalel, um,
Illipoli was the third one.
Ilipali. Did you
Yeah,
remove them from the chat?
I don't think so. There's so Illipoli. Oh, they're like 6 rows up the chat log.
Okay, I see him. I
Yeah,
see him.
yeah.
Ilipali. I tell Ilipali, Talpalel, and Talalik,
Hmm.
each of them, to stay where they are, and I'm gonna scout ahead.
Okay. So you're gonna head closer to the city.
Yes.
All right.
And all the while, I'm trying to be very alert to my surroundings, trying to pick up on any movement, guards, trying to distinguish guards from regular citizens, so on and so forth.
Okay. Make a perception check with disadvantage because you're exhausted. Um. Yeah, you're doing your best to focus, keeping an eye out for things of that sort. Um. However, as you get closer to some of the buildings, you kind of stumble upon a road leading into the city, and you see an individual wearing leather armor and holding a spear, kind of where the buildings start. And he, as you like to walk onto this road, and I say road, but in Sharoner it's more of like a trail, but enough to where the guard spots you, uh, and says, "Hey, you're a Cascalian," and he kind of holds his spear forward. Says, "What are you doing here?"
I look at him and I say, I'm not who you think. This is going to be hard for you to believe, but I'm actually a tiefling adventurer stuck in this Cascalian's body.
Roll persuasion with disadvantage. You're lucky that disadvantage doesn't stack, because you would definitely have dealt with disadvantage. But
Okay, wait a second. I'm confused. I
just
have.
just roll normal disadvantage.
Okay.
Sorry, normal with normal disadvantage. 12.
But I
Uh,
have double advantage on persuasion. Or
you have
double
expertise,
proficiency.
which gives you
Okay,
a plus
okay.
9, but
That's
that's
right,
separate.
that's
Yeah,
right.
yeah. All right, I need to
Okay.
pull up Is
And I
that?
guess I don't benefit from actor here because I'm not trying to pretend I'm someone else.
Yeah, you're trying to do the opposite. Um, where's the feed on convincing people that you are who you say you are? All right. Vine crawler. Check. Um, he says, I don't trust your forked tongue.
Um, okay. I cast Calm Emotions
All right.
on our position to
Um,
try and get him to calm down.
um, let's see. Is that a saving throw?
Yeah, it's a charisma saving throw.
Hey,
He's got to beat a 15.
he does not.
Okay. Is he hostile? I guess I'm jumping the boat here. Is he
He
becoming
he
hostile to
he
me?
was hostile, but he failed the saving throw.
Okay. Um, now he's not.
Hmm.
And also, I'm going to cast Zone of Truth on us as well.
Okay.
That's going to create a magical zone that guards against deception in a 15-foot radius sphere. Um,
Uh,
we both have to make a charisma saving throw
yeah.
at DC 15.
He failed that as well.
Okay. Um, so he knows he's aware of the spell and he can avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie.
Mm,
Um, it can be evasive as long as it's within the boundaries of the truth.
gotcha.
Can I choose to fail the save?
I would say so.
Okay, I choose to fail the save,
Hmm.
and I guess he can tell, right?
I
Um,
don't think he would be able to tell that whether or not you failed or chose to fail the save.
okay. Well, I still cast it,
Yeah.
and I tell him, in case he's not aware of what just
Yeah.
happened, I
And
say
like he can like tell that you're casting spells, by the way.
he can
But
tell.
yeah, but
Okay.
because of calm emotions, he's calmed.
Okay. I tell him, listen, I just cast a spell to calm your emotions because I knew going into this was going to be hard for you to understand. And then I just cast another spell called Zone of Truth, and I'm making myself affected by it on purpose. Because, and you should know in case you don't, that I cannot tell a deliberate lie. And I'm telling you right now that I'm not a Cascalian and that I'm actually a tiefling adventurer.
Um, he says, "All right, well, I'm no expert at magic, but I'm sure it can do the things that you're describing don't seem out the realm of possibility. Um, what do you what do you want me to do then? Actually, roll a persuasion check, but no disadvantage. Calm emotion would have given you advantage, but that counts a little disadvantage. Yeah, yeah. He'll say, so do you need help undoing whatever's happened to you?
Yes, I have no idea how to undo this spell. Um, I want you to please try to find the following people. Um, and then I just start listing everybody: Thorum, Lilavati, Lavkastiv, Turkara, Kor. Who am I missing?
Um, I think that's
Who's the owner of the Ruthless Grasshopper?
Thorum. You mentioned him.
Yeah, Thorum. Okay. Those are the main people that are coming to mind right now,
Hmm.
and I tell them that they usually hang around the Ruthless Grasshopper. That might be a good place to find them, especially Thorum.
Okay. He says, All right, you should probably stay away from the city until I find them and get back here.
I okay.
I'm also going to let my superior know, but you
Please do so. That's a great idea. In fact, the more people that know, the better.
all right, give me one sec. All right, so he's going to head into the city. What do you do?
I try to go somewhere a little bit more inconspicuous so that I don't draw too much attention.
Mm-hmm. Um, all right, give me one sec.
So I do so I don't have to roll or anything.
Um, yeah, given that like you're already kind of like in the very outskirts of the town,
Okay.
there's enough jungle around where it's easy enough to just get like go back to where the others were, or if you want to do that or not. But like, there's
I,
plenty.
I don't
Don't.
I
Okay.
don't want to go back
Okay.
to Talalik or them
That's a
yet.
good point. All right.
Um, but I do want to be somewhere where I can kind of see the direction that the guard's going to come back from so that I can make myself known
Okay. I guess
whenever people
to
get
get a
there.
spot that's like has visibility of that area, go ahead and make a stealth check. And I suppose it would technically be disadvantaged because you're
Yeah.
yeah. I mean you find it's dense jungle. There's a few spots where you can get mostly covered. Um, let's see.
I'm going to I think I'm just going to spend the time reflecting about what's happened.
Hmm.
As Sorkovan, I just feel like I've been given a very unique opportunity to learn about these Cascalians and the inner workings of what's going on behind the scenes. Um, and although initially I thought that there wouldn't be any redeeming qualities, especially given how ruthlessly Talalik and the other snakes at the orchard farm how that went down. I didn't think that there was I wasn't open minded. Let's put it that way. But now I feel that things are a little bit more complex than I was giving it credit for, and I'm interested to see how my friends are going to react to how I feel about the situation.
All right. Um, make a wisdom check for me. Um,
At disadvantage.
yes. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you're reflecting on this time, and it's like at first you just saw them as, and like your whole life, like you haven't heard too much about Cascalians or Wanti specifically, because the lizard folk are also considered Cascalians. And you've heard of them as like cunning spies, assassins, thieves who infiltrate other societies to achieve their nefarious goals. And that tracks. But now that you know more about like the purposes behind their actions, their desires, their friendships and familial bonds, you yeah, like you have some doubt, I guess, concern, however you want to interpret that. And as you think this over, you feel like a presence there that's hard to explain, but a sense of understanding overcomes you from some kind of external source. Something like you're kind of like, all right, these dots fit together, and there's like a confirmation that comes to you, but you don't quite understand it. Um, and at this point, you realize it's been probably about 2 hours, and the guard has not returned. It's like late afternoon at this point, I think.
Okay. I'm I'm a little concerned that he hasn't come back yet. Um, to quickly wrap up my thoughts about the Casgalians, I just think back to Raquel and losing her and how horrible that was for me.
Hmm.
And Zopali is staring that in the face, except for him, it's prolonged and he feels like there's something he can do about it before it happens.
Hmm.
And I realize that we're essentially in the same situation, except in Sorkoven's mind, his loved one has already gone, but he still hasn't given up.
Hmm.
Um, and when I finally reached that conclusion, a sense of urgency comes over me, and I head out to try and figure out if there's somebody else I can talk to because I don't understand why the guard hasn't come back at this point.
Okay. Um, all right, so you head back into the city.
Yeah, I'm gonna head back in. I'm not gonna try and hide or sneak around. I'm really just trying to see the first person that I can make contact with.
Um, all right. So one sec. Walking into the city. I mean, Sir Coven's spent much of his life in Utamanu, and the streets are quieter than normal. Um, doesn't seem like there's too many people around, but there are a few. Um, and the first person to spot him is a half-elven woman wearing like a brown cloak, and she kind of looks and then like looks back and kind of like looks shocked, but clearly sees you, and it's probably 20 feet away.
Okay. I try to seem as non-threatening as possible, and I just wave my hand, look at her, and say hello.
Um, and she says, "Who are you?"
That's actually a complicated question. I'm Sorkoven. I'm a tiefling. I grew up here in Uthamanu, but through strange Cascalian magic, I've inherited the body of this Cascalian, and I'm trying to find my friends. Do you know why are the streets so empty right now?
Persuasion check with disadvantage to start.
I'm trying to get away with it.
I know. It's She says, "Wait, you're Halvanton's boy, or Sirkovan is, but I don't. The streets are empty because everyone's at the festival."
And then all of a sudden, it comes to Sorkoven, and he realizes, oh God, right now is when the festival's supposed to be happening. And then he realizes, oh, if I'm in Zilpali's body, then Zilpali must be in. Ah. And then Sorkoven just sort of, recoils and
Two.
how he wasn't able to figure this out sooner. Um, and then or I try to go as fast as I can to where I think the festival is being held. If I know where it is, I would go there,
Yeah,
but I
you
can't
would know
remember.
it's at the top of the tree.
Okay. I try to sprint up there as fast as I can,
All right.
and I'm not going to stop unless I'm being forced.
So you get to the base of the tree because the city kind of spreads out a bit from the base of the tree and then continues up the side of it and begin ascending the wooden staircase up into like the sides of it. Um, but like once you get to like the first level, um, let's see, one sec. Um, you see four people coming towards you, all wearing leather armor with helmets and spears in hand and bows on their back. Um, and one of them says, "There, that's the Cascalian that charmed him. We can't let him get to the festival." And they
I
point their.
raise my Okay, I raise my hands up in the air and I um get down on my knees and I say, "You've got it all wrong. I can explain what's happening here. Please bring bring me to my friends, please."
Um, and as they move towards you, your vision begins to fade. Your mind becomes muddled, and you see suddenly you feel your arms tight against your side. You look up and you see a centaur looking down upon you as you're wrapped in vines. You look to your left, see Lilavati, Turkara, and the others, and then look down and see Sorkoven's normal body. And that's where we'll pick up on Saturday.
Nice. How I can't remember how far we got after Sorkovan woke up in his own
So what
body.
happened was he woke up. He kind of explained like I was in Zelpali's body, and Zelpali was possessing my body. And then somebody asked, "So what happened while you were in his body?" And that's where we ended it. So now we
Okay.
know what happened while he was in his body.
Perfect. Perfect.
Cool, cool. That was fun.
That was great.
Yeah. See, and yeah. Well, cool. Anything else before we sign off for tonight?
Um, Haha, everybody. It was me, Zilpali, the whole time.
Cool. All right. Well, thanks for watching, and we'll see you this Saturday with the next episode of the Secret Swords. Bye.